Aquascot is in the business of aquaculture, and we kicked off about 25 years, a new industry in Scotland at that time. And so that's farming in the ocean. In our case, we're farming salmon and sea trout species. And the development of that industry has been fast and rapid. And today, aquaculture is the fastest growing form of food production on the planet. And we have seen this year a crossover of more seafood and fish products coming from aquaculture than from wild capture for the first time in human history. So that's a big milestone, and that will probably increase year on year if you look at the Food and Agriculture Organization projections for the future. So my guess, 15 years out, we're going to see that up near 60%. And what aquaculture allows us to do is take some of the pressure off those wild fish resources. The way we, as Aquascot, play a leadership role isn't necessarily through scale. There are bigger businesses than ours, but through the ways in which we think and then operate. And I think a good example of that would be in the development of organic salmon. So in the late 1990s, we thought about whether it would be possible to take the organic philosophy and apply it to salmon farming. And that was quite a controversial idea to develop, but we did. We worked with organic standard setters, produced an organic farming standard, and then moved it into production. And saw a remarkable uptake from the market in terms of demand for that product. What it did, which we hadn't really anticipated in addition to growing the market well, what it did was create a benchmark for the rest of the industry. And in the subsequent 15 years, we've seen the rest of the industry adopt a lot of the elements of the organic standard into conventional salmon production standards. And so the standards of conventional salmon farming have improved dramatically over that period. And part of that driver, or one of those drivers, has been the benchmark that was set by that organic standard being put in place in 1998. So I think that's one practical example of the leadership role that a business like ours can have in the sector.